Testing.
Testing. Lord, nope. Don't you dare bring that into that song. You just do your thing.
Do your thing, baby. Do your thing, baby. That's an NSYNC song.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still so excited?
Oh my god! Tomorrow they release their song, "Better Place." That they've been really hyping it up, and we've all been waiting about almost 2 weeks now.
Okay.
And it's the first song that they've done together in 23 years.
I'm sorry, is it out yet?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So that lets y'all know when we're recording this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow it's coming out. So, like, do you work tomorrow?
No.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Jaron.
My name is Lars.
And our pronouns are he, him, and we're your hosts of
Typically a Divergent Podcast.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, welcome to the show. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Let's see. When is this episode coming out? I believe this episode is coming out, yes, on the 16th of October. By now, Lars is done with his finals. I am 33 years old. No, 32 years old. And your birthday is in 4 days.
Yes.
You are on vacation right now?
Yes.
In 2 days after this episode comes out, you and I get together to record.
And then you leave.
And then I leave.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. See, we did so well with planning that.
Oh my gosh. And we told y'all it was a whole fucking puzzle.
So, a big old jigsaw.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. It's almost like you knew what I was going to be talking about today.
Oh, do I?
Yeah. So we just recorded another episode for the second time. Our mental health did not change since that day. If you just listen just listen to 2 episodes ago. That's going to give you the recap.
There you at.
But
there you
go. I hope you're enjoying your vacation right now. And you don't know where you're going.
I have no idea where I'm going. Jenny will be successful with this because I have no idea what we're doing. I have an idea.
What is your idea? It doesn't matter. By now, you've already reached your destination.
Right.
So where do you think you're at?
I feel like I am going to Tennessee to go see Meriwether Lewis's grave.
And that is
in Oh, who is it?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like where in Tennessee.
Oh no.
He is the leading explorer from the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay.
He's the one that they still don't know what really happened with his death.
Okay. Mystery
Yeah, it's
unsolved.
Another mystery unsolved. They think that some people think that he committed suicide. Other people believe that he was murdered. I believe that he was murdered, and it's a whole thing.
Why do you think he was murdered?
Because when his body was exhumed, they exhumed because there was like even that early on was debate about what really happened, and the bullet hole has an entry from the back of his head coming out
forward
the front, and the type of gun that he would have had was a flintlock pistol. Okay, and a flintlock pistol, if you've ever seen one or held one or even shot one, like I have.
Okay.
It is impossible for you to do that yourself.
Okay.
Also, the pan that holds the gunpowder, all of the gunpowder would have fallen out. Like he wouldn't have been able. Like there's just no way. And there was other things that were happening behind the scenes with him, and the people that were with him were really shady during the time of his death. So it's like a whole thing.
Oh, okay. And why do you think that you would be going there?
Because I love Meriwether Lewis.
Okay.
I think that he was just a fantastic, interesting man. Very smart. I believe that he was gay.
Okay. I mean, with a name like that.
Well, yes.
Come on.
It was a family name, but
oh, well.
I've always just felt like some sort of connection to him.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to visit his gravesite.
Okay.
Because I feel like even his death was interesting.
Okay.
And we've talked about going lots of times.
Okay.
And we've been talking about it with her parents more often because they have that beautiful, amazing RV. So.
Okay.
But if I don't go there, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I'm sure Jenny's got something
else up her sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under her bustle. Oh, wait.
Ooh. God, that would be.
Sorry, Jen.
How you feeling?
I'm fine. I am hoping that whatever I wanted to do for my birthday does get to happen. I don't know what I want to do for my birthday this year. I didn't even like really want anything. The Taylor Swift paying off those tickets is probably like the most important thing right now.
Yeah.
I did recently tell Nicholas that I wanted to have a reverse osmosis filter system ran through the house.
Oh yeah.
As a birthday present, but I know that is expensive, and so I said, make that like a Christmas gift.
It's really not that expensive.
Well, I think birthday presents should be like this is something that I really want, like a toy. Christmas is more practical, less toys, still a toy in some way, but more practical gifts. So like I would prefer, because on your birthday, it's all about you, right?
Right.
It's like, this is what I want. And every year I never know what I want to do, other than I usually just in the past had gone to like Chicago for the weekend. And then I want to have a surprise party. Like I want to throw myself a surprise party, or I want somebody to throw me a surprise party at some point in my life, but also like I need to like somehow make it a point to be like, hey, if anybody wants to do that, now is a good time to do that. Like if somebody were to like say, do that now, I don't think I could mentally handle that. So just one day in a couple years, be like,
mentally handle that.
Yeah, I don't think I can mentally handle that. But I want to throw myself a surprise party, invite like 50 people, and tell them I'm throwing this for myself. If you show up, I'll be surprised. If you don't, I won't be upset, because either way, I'll be surprised that you're there. Okay,
right.
So, and I've had people that are like, that's so funny. And it is kind of funny, but I'm not at a point where I want to do that. I also want to have like a party. You know, I want this house to like get to a point where like I can have like a lot of people over, but even then, like, I don't really want a lot of people in my house.
Yeah.
I want to, there's a part of me that hasn't experienced something like that, and I want to experience that.
Yeah.
The most I've ever had over was like maybe 5 or 6 people, and I was a teenager, and like parents hosted that, you know, like I want to host something like that where like people mingle and meet each other.
Yeah.
And then like maybe any fucking hotties who need to stay late and, you know, like help us put some stuff away, you know what I'm talking about? Be like, oh, I see, you got the red card. That means you got the after party invite. Either come back at this time, either come back at this time or stay throughout the whole party. Yeah. I asked Nicholas where we should go for my birthday for dinner. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's how little I care about doing what I want to do, because part of me is like, think about what other people want, you know? So you're going to be gone. Yeah. So we're going to have to figure out when
that sucks.
Yeah. This will be the first year where we don't do a birthday with each other. We have cute photos. Lars and I get together for our birthdays together.
Yeah. Typically. Yeah.
Sometime between mine and his, so that we don't have to like feel obligated to go to the other person's for their birthday.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it's just the 4 of us. Yeah. So I hope that your birthday is going well. And when you get to your destination, I want you to text me.
I will.
So that I can tell you why you're there.
Okay.
Because I don't know where you're going, but I know why you're going.
Great.
So that's what we're doing in our lives right now when this episode comes out.
And that's it.
And we're a couple weeks from Halloween. Ookie spooky skeleton. Do, 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 do. I hope you guys are enjoying your
Monday.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
So anyway, today we're doing ranker episodes. I hope that's okay with you folks. We have no expectations, and I picked mine because it is kind of relevant to a movie that's being released sometime soon.
Ooh,
I don't know
when
the 10th installment of Saw.
Oh, that's why you're like, oh, how did you know what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What did you said?
I saw Jigsaw.
You did say Jigsaw.
Yeah,
that's right. And I was like, So, mine's related to that. Have you seen any of the movies?
Oh yeah, I've seen all of them.
Okay,
I have.
So
them all.
you know. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to own all of them when there was only 5 of them.
There's like 7 now, right?
9. This is the 10th one that's coming out. Saw X.
I mean, but it's a story that you can run with.
But it's got to stop at some point. It's like Fast and Furious. Let it go.
Like the Backstreet Boys need to end it.
Okay, but you're the one that got excited about them getting back together, so I don't know about
Backstreet Boys.
No,
NSYNC. How dare you?
I know.
No, NSYNC was only released 4 albums,
and that's crazy. When you got that,
and that's including a Christmas album. So they didn't even like make it to like fourth like
Pop was their.
That was when they were like pop done.
Yeah, Dirty Pop.
And then Justin was just like,
I'm leaving you.
I'm gonna go on my own.
After I call Britney Spears a slut and a whore.
What a dick.
Okay, but like, have you? I don't think it's her. Again, I think that she's gone.
Are you talking about her most recent post?
Yes, with the knives.
Jenny showed that to me today, and then she showed me a TikTok creator's like response to her. It's wild.
So people are like, "Wow, we freed her," and like, look what she's doing.
She's really free.
But I don't know. I don't think it's her.
I do. I think that everything that she has been through has made her into the person that she is today. I think that she's loony. She's just not present mentally with us.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. I know. I don't like the idea of something psychologically being wrong and then we're saying things like loony to like discredit the severity of the issue.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I get so like territorial of her because I worry about what the fuck's going on.
I do too.
You know, and I hate that people are just poking fun at her. I mean, fuck, we're talking about it. I hate that people still continue to poke fun at a woman who just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's anything like that. I don't feel bad for her.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for her and I do worry about her. But unfortunately, she is a product of a tale as old as time.
Yep.
When it comes to entertainment business, and especially with her being in the spotlight at a very young age.
Yeah.
That's just unfortunately how it goes.
And people looking at her like a cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the fastest growing bitch on your apps now. Doja Cat.
I know Doja Cat.
Yeah, but her new album.
I don't listen to the mainstream stuff.
This whole occultism thing it really spooks the fuck out of me because you've got like Beyonce came up with her alter ego Sasha Fierce, and then you've got Nicki Minaj came up with her alter ego, which is Roman. But then you have Doja, who like around her 20-something birthday was having like a Masonic themed birthday party, and then she's shaving her head. She's doing these not satanic things, but these things that like the Freemasons do to like be a part of their club, right? Like you have to be the Illuminati, right? You got to like embarrass yourself to a point where people are like, what the fuck's going on with
Freemasons?
The Illuminati. So like the celebrity version of the Freemasons, because there are like the demonic theories between the two and the links and the symbolism of stuff, right? And so she's from head to toe in red, and she didn't say a word, and she had diamond crusted all over her. She shaved her eyebrows, shaved her head, and she had a birthday party where there were like Illuminati looking symbols on her birthday cake. And then now she's coming out and saying like, I hate my fans. I'm coming out with a new alter ego. So like, if you're just reinventing yourself, fine. But why is it this reinvention always turned into, why is it consistent with occultism and celebrities? And like after that, all of a sudden, you know, like they're making a lot of money. Top artist of the world, you know? And it's like, that's how I like Taylor. I'm like, you don't look like you've done any fucking weird shit. You know, you're not throwing this satanic stuff. Not that they're doing it in our face, but like, sure, you can call it being camp, right? You're like, oh, you're saying I'm doing these things? Well, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. Okay. You know, like Taylor's reputation, like they called her a snake. So she said, fine, I'll be a snake. But you say like I'm a devil worshiper, well then sure, like I'll do stuff that looks like I'm worshiping the devil, but like the amount of fame and attention that comes from after that, it's like, and then they get really big. It's like, so is that what you had to do all these things to get what you want? So anyway, her new album Scarlet is pretty good. I hate to say it, but yeah. I
don't know any, like I said, I don't follow any of the mainstream like big names. I just see it on TikTok and it's literally a blurb.
Yeah.
But like it's so different than what I was used to growing up.
Yeah.
Because artists were just artists.
Oh, yeah. There
Yeah,
was
like
none of this stuff.
And that worries me for the people that like really
Follow.
fixate on those artists
Mhm.
because like what type of things are they seeing that's influencing them in a certain way?
Yeah. Okay. That's a way to think about it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting into a territory that I don't want to get into today because I've already thought about it too much.
Let's cut it off.
But you know what we do want to talk about today? Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? You go first.
I can go first.
I went first in the last one.
I go first.
Okay.
There are so many things like that are popping up that I'm trying to exit out of.
Oh, the ads?
Yeah, it's
I know.
so annoying. Okay.
I can only see like half my screen.
It's so bad. I chose an article by Ian James, and it's The 9 Strangest Ancient Outdated Sex Beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for this?
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Ancient stories regarding human sexuality told in modern day regale us with some classic tales of cures for sexually transmitted disease, theories on creation, and of course, the great successes that came from using beaver testicles as a means of contraception.
What?
Bitch.
Is this how they found out that you can get natural vanilla flavoring from beavers' assholes?
Maybe.
Their anal glands?
You'll have to see.
They're like, well, let's go ahead and eat everything out of it. Jesus Christ.
In the early 20th century, an old wives' tale went, if a woman sneezed after intercourse, she would expel the semen from her body and would not get pregnant.
Yep.
So what are some of the craziest, outdated preconceptions about sexual relations?
And I also know that's not true. I want to make sure.
That is not true.
That is not true.
That motherfucker is not real.
That right there.
So for us, it seems strange, but at the time, folklore and home remedies proliferated more so than science.
Okay.
So the first one that we're looking into is we're all just God's seed.
God's seed?
Yep.
I believe we're all gods. Or we are all God.
So like this is
experiencing
we're all
different-
God's seed.
Right.
Like
But if we're all God's seed, then we are
we're
all gods.
Yeah. Exactly.
Here we are on this show figuring it out. Just like the other one.
Creation myths are old as time. According to Christianity, in the beginning, God created the universe. At first, the earth was shapeless and covered in darkness, and God's spirit hovered over the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And there was a bunch of other stuff that accumulated in a 6-day period of creation and a single day of rest.
Right.
Which I don't think that it was literally 7 days. I literally think that it's a oxymoron or some sort of like
the days looked different.
there was different, yeah.
Yeah.
While the Christian version is more PG than the ancient Egyptian story on just exactly how God enacted his creation. You see Chaos, the god of creation, get a little frisky one day and decided to bring himself some pleasure all by himself. The result was the creation of the other gods from his byproduct. Since everything was started from that, it was believed that humans are just all God's seed.
See, there you go.
Moving forward, in the 1500s, putting mercury in your urethra can cure all of your ills.
No. I've had UTIs. The idea of putting mercury inside my urethra. Are they talking male and female?
In this, it does not say. It
Okay.
just says urethra.
Okay.
So I'm assuming both.
Any thrusts. Urethra, my urethra.
Yes, everybody's urethra.
Everybody's.
According to some, the English ship of war, the Mary Rose, had an interesting means of combating STDs via injecting liquid mercury into the urethra. As effective as this method may sound, it is not believed that the use of mercury ever cured a single case of the infection. Obviously, they tried it, didn't work, probably
Trial
very
and
painful.
error. And this is why we are here today with antibiotics.
Exactly.
Because some poor sap many years ago had
Some poor sap.
natural elements shoved inside their piss hole and had major complications.
Yes.
And it took enough of that to happen, enough sad saps for that to happen, for them to go, maybe we stop doing this. Fuck.
Prematuring, climaxing drains your life force. No shit.
I have a hard time just fucking getting to a regular climax, let alone a premature one, okay?
During the Zhou dynasty of China, the adopted doctrine was Taoist, although Taoism was not a formal religion yet.
Okay.
According to this doctrine, men and women were split up into the yin and yang, which was basically the life essence of a person. Women were said to possess a limitless supply of yin, while men were said to have a limited supply of yang. It was strictly believed then that men should never use up their yang without getting plenty of yin. Translation: men were expected to climax only after their partner had.
And that's when
and that is the tea.
That is the tea, and that's when everything in the world stopped. When men stopped getting women there first.
Yes. And preferably multiple times, thus obtaining more yin.
Okay.
If this was not adhered to, then that could be described as a man's life force could be drained from him until he eventually expired.
Pussy's so good it drained him dead.
Yep. The next belief is pleasuring yourself is forbidden, but just for men.
Just forbidden for men?
Pleasuring yourself is forbidden, but just for men.
Okay. Just for men. Like it's in
This was a belief
box.
supposedly from 770 BCE to 222 BCE.
The fuck is BCE? Before Christ and everybody else?
They changed the BC and AD recently.
Okay.
So I would have to actually look that up. I apologize.
Okay.
Back to this whole yin and yang thing.
Yeah.
That also meant that self-serving for men was considered both unhealthy and forbidden. Females, however, were allowed to engage as freely as they wanted with one exception.
Fuck yeah, they should.
No use of foreign objects.
Okay.
Which was thought to injure the womb. So no dildos.
Okay. I can understand that. You want to be protective of literally the one thing that makes life? I get that.
Yeah. And this was pretty early into our earthly timeline. So, I mean, they didn't know shit.
Okay.
The next is from the 10th century. Coupling with strangers makes you fertile. Pineapple. In ancient Mesopotamia, women visited the temple of Ishtar, the primary deity of the era, at least once in their lives, usually right after marriage. When there, the women were required to sit in the temple until a stranger came and threw a piece of silver in their lap and declared, "I invite you in the name of Mylida," another name for Ishtar. Upon receiving the silver, the woman would leave the temple and copulate with the stranger.
Oh, I'm getting hot.
Until
this is nice.
Unable to refuse the offer, which also she could finally return home. After which she could finally return home.
Wow. So like, all right, Mrs. Williams, go get you some strange and come back to daddy.
Yeah.
And we're going to help you get fertile.
Yeah. So it's I'm assuming that it's because just like the more you practice the art of having sex, the more fertile they believed you became.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I think of when I read this.
Okay.
I think that there is some truth to the more sex that you have, the more like knowledgeable you are to like what works for you.
Oh yeah.
Increasing your chances of becoming pregnant.
Okay.
This union was meant, so it goes on to say this union was meant to represent Ishtar's relationship with Dumuzid and is believed to bring fertility to the female.
One time I told Nicholas recently, I said, I'm done having sex with married men. And he goes, married men that are married to women? And I said, uh-huh. And he goes, but married men that are married to other men? And I said, oh yeah, they're still on the table. I don't know why I said that or what was happening in the conversation, but I just was like, I'm tired of having sex with married men.
Okay.
Like, when was the last
fine.
time I had sex with a married man?
You have to tell me that story next sometime. I don't know about that. You can use beaver genitalia as contraceptive.
Okay.
Or contraception.
Contraception.
Yes,
all right.
I'm sorry. In the 1500s, in Canada, an interesting means of female contraception was devised. The testicles of beavers were ground up and mixed with alcohol and then drunk.
Oh, I was hoping that they were using like the skin as like a dental dam. Because like the original condom was like a pig intestine or an intestine of some sort.
Yes, it was. Yep. Yes.
Wow. We have come such a
Some
long
of the
way.
reenactors that I know, we have some replicas from the 18th century,
Oh, okay.
and it's like sheepskin.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be
It could
like,
be-
some of the reenactors I get together with, the younger ones, they use the
Like-
original ones when they're out there copulating with each other out in the tent. That's why everybody likes our group so much, because everyone's fucking each other's
just
wives.
so popular.
Yeah. Oh, real popular. Give me that. What do they fucking call it on TikTok? Guzzly? The Guzzy? Gizzy? You're just And Gen Z, let me know. What do you guys call it?
Yes, right in.
What do you call sucking dick these days?
Yeah, because we don't know.
No, we don't. We're old.
No, we're not. We're still young.
When this episode comes out, I'm going to be 32 and you're going to be turning 34.
If that's dead, if that's old, then we might as well be just dead.
That's like 100 and gay years.
Oh my God, you're right.
So this beaver genitalia,
Yeah. Oh, right.
this concoction they never had any proof if it ever prevented a single pregnancy.
Okay.
But regardless, people of the time still hoped that an orthodox beverage could help them prevent procreation, so they still did it for a while.
Okay.
The next is the member of God will cure your shame. So this is 758 BC to 100 BC. In ancient Rome, there was a single rather unique temple located in Velia. Like most temples, this was built for the worship of a specific god. The god of this temple was called Mutinus Titunus, and he was notable because he possessed no face or body.
Okay.
In fact, he was represented only by a male member.
So a penis.
Yes.
That is the god I'm going to be praying to from now
There
on.
you go.
What is his name?
What is his
What
name?
is his name?
What is his name?
What's his contact info? How do I summon him?
Again, I'm gonna probably butcher this.
Do it.
Matunus
Okay.
Titunus.
Matunus to Tunis. Seat is the penis.
You're so quick.
I thank you.
Depictions of the member was the boulder-sized balls adorned the stones and walls of this temple in its heyday. It is said that on her wedding day, a bride was supposed to straddle the picture of this deity so that she would be freed from the possible shame of intercourse.
Oh, poor girl.
I know.
We gotta stop slut shaming people.
The more that we've been venturing into some of these old tales of time, it just shows that just women were just they were just treated like shit.
Right. There's
no other way to say it.
Because one man said, "Oh wow, you gave birth to me, which makes you more superior than myself. I need to start telling other men that we need to start being more superior to you." And then 2,000 years later, here we are, still
fucking it up.
And nobody's getting their wet vagina. If you know Doja Cat and Scarlett.
I'm afraid to listen to it. She's probably going to put some bad vibes up in my car and my house.
Don't listen to demons.
No.
But the music video has Christine. Who's the girl from Casper the Friendly Ghost? Christina Ricci. It has her in
she
it.
would be in that.
But Nicholas told me, he was like, you probably don't want to watch the music video because it would be really triggering for you. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's my love language, is for you to say, hey, it's probably not good for you to see it. But I did end up watching it. It's not scary, but I mean, it's it's but Agora Hills.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is a fucked up music video, because it's not fucked up. It's just the aesthetic is geek elite and mindful mess. And so it's just it's really weird.
I can't wait to see it.
I love that song. I sing it to Nicholas all the time.
I love weird
Don't
shit
care
like that,
where your
but
penis been. Yeah. Is he, flicking that bean? Okay. Let's get back on track.
Yes.
I'm surprised we're even this far into the time.
Copulation is evil in certain times, places, days, states.
Okay, of course.
400 CE to 500.
Okay.
In medieval Europe, recreational intercourse was forbidden under specific condition, such as when one's wife was I need to start over.
Measuring.
In medieval Europe, recreational intercourse was forbidden under specific conditions, such as when one's wife was menstruating, pregnant, or nursing.
Okay.
Relations were also prohibited during religious holidays like Lent, Advent, White Sun Week, or Easter Week.
Okay.
Additionally, engaging in relations on certain improprietous days,
Okay.
feast days, fast days, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday was also not accepted.
Fucking Christ.
So when the fuck are you fucking?
Tuesday afternoon at 3:00. When she's not married to somebody else and she's not having a babe suckle on her teats and she's not already incubating the next babe.
It's just wild, dude.
That's a lot of time to be masturbating. That's a lot of solo essence leaving your body time. Although there are people that do like No Nut November, or like there's this new craze of like Gen Z who are like not watching porn, they're not masturbating, period. They're not having sex with other people or their partners, and they're just focusing on themselves. And it's like a very like alpha male mentality where they're like, oh my God, I've been withholding my nut for like 60 days and I've achieved so much in life. And like the whole reason why men go crazy is because we're always spraying our seed everywhere, and it's we're preventing that. We're releasing our essence instead of bottling it up and like using it for something better, like being a man. It's kind of hot. I'm like, fucking unload that 60-day load into me, buddy. Like, I'll take that. I bet that is fucking huge.
Just staring at you, just trying to get it all together. Like, Jesus. I'm sitting here like thinking I'm on T and I'm horny all the time. There's no way. There ain't no way, baby.
Oh, damn.
Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not.
I'm snail trailing throughout my
Yeah,
entire
I'm
house.
not. No. So you can have sex
Sorry,
on
Mom.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's literally
Tuesday
it.
at 2:00. All right, what's
Jesus
next?
Christ.
No, he ain't got nothing to do with this.
Furthermore, with that, it says, although certain aspects of the era could be considered more liberal than expected, relations were forbidden at obvious places like church, yet also forbidden at unexpected times, like during the daylight.
Okay.
Even certain prohibited conditions seem contradictory, as one was not allowed to engage in intercourse while naked. I gotta go. I'm not.
Oh my God, you've never like fucked with clothes on?
No, I have, but
okay. Too many rules.
There's no wonder women went nuts.
They needed to be released.
Or men. Even both of them are probably going absolutely crazy. All right, I've got one more.
Well, I mean, who even like followed those rules?
Oh, probably none of them.
No,
absolutely
the people
not.
I can tell you for a fact, the people who made those rules don't fucking follow them.
No, absolutely.
We still
not.
have priests touching little boys.
Mm-hmm. Still
to this
2023.
Day. Yes.
After our Lord Christ was
and
killed.
that is not an attack on religion or faith. That is just a fact.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
tell me again. Oh, and anyway, whatever just got cut out was not important, but I really fucking went somewhere that was not good for
We
our
both
show.
needed to just let loose for a minute, didn't we?
Yeah, I think
This
we
episode,
did.
yeah. All right. I got one last one.
Okay.
The Member Parade, 750 BC, 500 to 500 BC. The ancient Greeks were convinced that women were envious of their prized members, which is their penis. You see, the Greeks...
Don't say.
You never know. Some people might not know. You see, the Greeks really loved the phallus and the power that they associate it with. So
I hear they have the most sex in the world.
No, yeah, I'm sure they did. And the Romans were fucking men. So the Greeks were kind of like subpar. Okay. So, actually, no. I have that backwards. The Greeks were more homosexual relations than the Romans.
But the Roman Empire, for the wars, they had the dom submissive relationship between an older male and a younger male.
I thought that was just the Greeks.
No.
Okay.
But the Greeks current day have the most amount of sex. And they also have the largest members. No, I'm sorry. Places where it's cold, they have the most amount of sex. I watched it in a video.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But Greeks have the biggest peckers.
Nice.
Some
took this love so far that they would parade the streets every year carrying a large representation of phalluses. Emphasis on being the bigger the better.
Dicks.
In the name of Dionysus. the god of wine and ecstasy.
Oh.
Celebrators believed that the fertility festival would bring prosperity and joy. Aristotle even once said that he thought all early forms of comedy would be traced back to the leaders of these phallic processions.
Okay.
The Aristotle did sleep with men.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is my ranker about the 9 strangest outdated ancient sex beliefs.
Wow. And mine is in the complete opposite direction. And we are going to be talking
It's all about balance.
we are going to be talking about the top 20. We'll probably get through just 10, but the top 20 unreasonable deaths to the characters
of
in Saw. I'm sorry.
Oh, of
in
Saw.
Saw.
Okay.
The series.
Sweet. Okay.
So, Jigsaw has created a name for himself in the horror genre as sort of a dark, twisted vigilante. Though neither moral nor just, the serial killer applies his own twisted logic to his so-called games, forcing, quote, guilty people to solve deadly puzzles in the name of justice. Sometimes it's clear why particularly there are people in the traps, murderers, or blackmailers, and overall evil people who escape the justice system. But now and again, Jigsaw's reasoning seems a little harsh. Insurance fraud, bad parenting, what's next? Jaywalking? What about eating a grape in a grocery store? No petty criminal is safe from Jigsaw's judgmental eyes. Here are a few examples of the dumbest ever reasons why Jigsaw victims had to escape his traps, or try to anyway. So we have Sydney from the movie Saw 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Her crime, allowing herself, quote unquote, to be abused by her boyfriend. Her trap, the lawnmower. The lawnmaker.
The lawnmower.
The lawnmowers.
Choosing to be.
She was.
Right.
She and her abusive boyfriend were hanging off of like a monkey bar situation, and they had to kick the other person off the monkey bars into the upside down lawnmowers.
Right.
And also, like, I was watching something recent where they were talking about these exact same things, and it's like some of these didn't, like, how do you get there? How do you just wake up hanging? Or the one movie where it started out where the game was happening in public in the glass box.
Yeah.
So did nobody like stop to ask like why this was being put together, what was going on? We're just only acknowledging that it's happening because the people are awake. So again, plot holes, but whatever. Yeah. Everything about this trap proves that Jigsaw is one of the least empathetic and most judgy serial killers in horror.
I like him.
I do too. In Saw 3D, Sydney explains she and her abusive boyfriend were placed in a room filled with upturned lawnmowers because she, quote, allowed herself to be in an abusive relationship. Not only is this simply an incorrect way of looking at an abusive relationship, Mr. Jigsaw, but it has no problem perpetuating the cycle of abuse by putting Sydney in a situation where she has to knock her boyfriend into a pile of upturned lawnmowers. And then to have to give her that kind of a trauma. Number 2.
But listen. Did he deserve it?
Sure, but
probably.
Like, does she have to be put in a situation like that in order to live? If she had died, she would have. You're right. It could have. Well, no, it could have gone into a position where she would have died anyway.
Yeah. So that's why Jigsaw was like, "Now's the time to fight for your life.
Now is the time. This is the hour.
Yeah.
It's time for you to lip sync for your life." Good luck and don't fuck it up. Number 2, Hank. His crime? Smoking.
No. Oh,
in
Jaron.
Saw 6,
Forgot.
his oxygen. His trap was the oxygen crusher.
Yeah.
Out of all of Jigsaw's traps, the oxygen crusher is easily the most devious. 2 people are hooked up into a trap, and the one person breathes. The trap constricts the other person's lung and vice versa until one of the victims is a goner. Hank, a 52-year-old janitor with a pack-a-day habit, is put into this trap with the guy who has a clean bill of health. It makes sense to place the 2 people on the opposite ends of a lung health spectrum in this trap, but the sole reason Hank is here is because he chooses to do what he wants to do with his money and his body. Is it all that hard to find a murderer with emphysema? I saw that and I was like,
I'm only laughing because
smoking.
it's just this is wild.
I know.
I'm uncomfortable.
Peter Strom in Saw 5.
Oh yeah.
His crime, doing his job. The trap, the water cube, and the glass coffin.
Yep.
Of course, over the 3 Saw movies, Special Agent Strom just doing his job. That's it. So what if he lacks the people skills? His federal agent? They're notorious for being stone cold jerks. There's no reason to put him into 2 traps. Which that was one of them where it was like the theory that it wasn't actually Jigsaw and it was somebody else, Amanda,
It
or
was
one of his
Amanda.
minions,
Yeah.
because she did it out of spite and whatever. I can't remember what Jigsaw's real name was, but his character's name, John
It
something.
was John something.
John
I think
something.
you're right. Yeah.
His motive was always to teach people a lesson. They had to actually do something wrong to be put there. Now, number 4, Paul Lee. His crime was attempting suicide, and that really I'm going to vote that one up because I think that's worse than...
Yeah.
Because suicide is the result of losing to mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
He was present in Saw 1, 4, and 5, and his trap was the razor wire maze. Even if Jigsaw's whole thing is to make his victims appreciate their lives, it's incredibly uncool of him to punish Lee for attempting to take his own life. This guy needs to help from a licensed therapist, not an overly moralistic, rude Rube Goldberg fanatic. And when he's in his trap, he's naked, and I was always like, oh my god, my penis.
I know, and it's pretty graphic, that one. I remember that one.
Zepp Hindle. His crime was being a jerk. He is present in Saw 1, and his trap was Zepp's test. Throughout the flashbacks in Saw 1, the audience learns a couple key things about Zepp. He's not great at social situations, and he genuinely cares about John Kramer. That's what his name was.
John Kramer. Yeah.
Neither of those things are reasons to inject him with poison and force him to kidnap a family at gunpoint in order to get an antidote. Even if Zepp's lack of people skills, and shorthand for being a jerk, that doesn't mean he appreciates life. Jigsaw, you done goofed. Number 6, Addison Corday. Her crime, sex work, and she was framed by Eric Matthews. We meet her in Saw 2, and the nerve gas house is where her trap was. And that movie was probably, out of all of them, that one really got me the most, because I was like, I've seen other movies where people are trapped in houses like that and sick and twisted things happen to them. And that's probably like not like a major fear like it's ever going to happen, but like that would be a terrible way to have to experience death, either your own death or somebody else's death, being locked up in a house with strangers and having to
fight for your life
with them when everybody's being selfish about their own life.
Yes.
And she died she was led to believe that she could get a needle that had the antidote.
Yes.
To what was in there, what they were inhaling.
Yes, I remember.
And she dropped the needle and her hands couldn't get out, and then so she bled to death.
Yeah.
But sex workers' life is dangerous in its own of retribution from former customers and the police on day-to-day basis, and now they worry about Jigsaw. We're probably thinking that this Jigsaw guy has his priority backwards. He's definitely not pro sex work.
No, he's not. Which is, come on, Jigsaw.
Laura Hunter, who also played one of the daughters in Seventh Heaven.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Her crime was shoplifting, and she was a kleptomaniac. And she was present also in the second movie, which was the Nerve Gas House. Hunter had a tough go of things with the Saw franchise, thrust into the Nerve Gas House with a group of fellow testees because of their timid nature and shoplifting habits. But it makes one wonder if Jigsaw is aware of many actual horrific crimes that take place every day. This makes me second guess stealing from grocery stores.
Oh my God. You're going to wake up with Jigsaw.
Oh my God. I made a joke about Costco the other day, and I said, babe, there's one thing that we have a downfall with Costco. And he goes, what? I said, everything's too big. I can't steal anything.
You can't steal even anything that's small from Costco because there's people small at the door and they check your receipt.
Yeah, but I think I checked this pussy. Sorry, I fell and it
got up in there.
It got up in there. I don't know what to tell you. Number 8, Lynn Denlin. She had a bad marriage and she is present in Saw 7. She is the shotgun caller, and she was a doctor that had to relieve him of his brain tumor. When Dr. Denlin ends up in a shotgun collar, it's not because the physical harmed anyone or that she committed a crime. It's because she and her husband have grown apart. Rather than get a divorce, she enters into an unfulfilling affair before she's kidnapped by Jigsaw and his followers. It's not clear what Jigsaw reaches to accomplish with this test other than to receive free medical care. True. Even if Denlin survived the ordeal, which she does not, what is she supposed to do? Go back to her loveless marriage, file for divorce for catching feelings? This is yet another miss from Mr. Jigsaw himself.
I agree with that.
Number 9, Pamela Jenkins. Her crime was being a shitty journalist. She is present in
she's the
Saw
worst.
6. I know, but she was so beautiful. Her trap was the acid room. Jenkins is easily one of the smallest potatoes Jigsaw ever put to the test. Stuck in a human zoo and forced to endure the acid room for the crime of sensationalizing a story about a serial killer who makes people prove they deserve to be alive. This is one step beyond overkill. It's almost like Jigsaw wanted to prove Jenkins was right.
But corrupted journalists are the worst.
I know.
We're really the worst.
Coming in at number 10, Logan Nelson. His crime was a mislabeled John Kramer's X-ray.
No
So,
shit.
An honest mistake.
What?
He is present.
I have a different opinion.
Well, as a medical professional, you need to not be making mistakes like that because it could end somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it has happened. Are you going to end a man's life because of a mistake?
Yeah, because his life will end.
Don't come for me, Jigsaw. He is present in the movie Jigsaw. So this was like
Recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
this
like
is the most
8 or
recent one, I
9 or
think.
something.
Yeah.
His trap was the bucket head trap. For all reasons, to throw someone into a trap, mislabeling an X-ray is a sad excuse for petty revenge. Nelson's carelessness may have been delayed for the diagnosis of John's inoperable brain tumor, but the inoperable is the operative word here. This should have been the malpractice suit, not a reason to stick someone in a complicated buzz saw bucket.
I disagree.
Trap to pig fart.
I'm sorry.
You remember the one trap where the rotting hog carcasses would get dropped into the blender and then it would fill up the area that he was laying in?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, disgusting. Number 11, Michael Marks. His crime was snitching and spying on people. We meet him in Saw 2, and his trap was the Venus flytrap. Even though Mark dies in Saw 2, he continues popping up in flashbacks throughout the series, and he never does anything that warrants having his face ripped off. While in recovery from a drug addiction, Mark works as an informant for Detective Eric Matthews shortly before he's put to the test. Everyone knows snitches get stitches, but they shouldn't have had their heads locked into a killer Venus flytrap.
Obviously, the person that's writing this article doesn't appreciate this series.
Maybe. It is Ranker. Adam Stanheit is coming in at number 12, and his crime was voyeurism.
I mean,
This is making this entire list is making me second guess a lot of my life decisions. He is present in Saw, the first Saw movie, and his trap was the bathroom trap. Stan Hite
so good.
Oh my god, classic.
Classic. So good. Yeah.
Stan Hite isn't the best person for the Saw franchise by a long shot, but imagine being kidnapped for doing your job. Sure, it is voyeuristic. All right, because he was like a paparazzi.
Yeah, they suck.
It's voyeuristic and creepy to follow people around and take photos of their most private moments. Oh, he was like more like PI, private investigator.
Oh, okay. You're right.
But this doesn't mean that Stan Hite doesn't appreciate his life. The gig is definitely sketchy, but can Jigsaw really judge someone when he's just straight up a serial killer? Dead ass.
He's literally giving them a second chance at life and reevaluating themselves.
I know. It's fucking ads.
They're the worst, man.
If any of you ever go to ranker.com, all right, coming in at number 13, Mark Wilson. His crime was insurance fraud, and we find
hell yeah,
a real thing to do. We meet him in Saw 1 and Saw number 3. Flammable jelly in a room filled with glass shards and attempt to find a hidden combo in the walls. It's overkill. It was a lot. It is impossible. He had a tea light candle that would last 2 hours max, and he was doused in flammable jelly. And the numbers were written everywhere. It was impossible for him to find the fucking code. Why does Jigsaw care about some guy gaming on an insurance company? It doesn't have more important things to deal with, like running a murder cult and building wild and funky traps. Not even nothing. It's an incredible nosy of Jigsaw to even care about somebody whether or not it is whether or not Wilson is pulling off some low-level insurance fraud.
Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
Insurance companies are
I
the
know.
devil.
I know.
So the person that wrote this and has no experience with working with insurance companies and how fucking greedy and fucking back assward they all are.
Back ass word. I love that phrase.
So like, come at me.
Come at me, bro. Come at me with my
Because they should fight for their life just how the people who need these insurance plans are fighting for their life.
hell yeah.
So fuck off.
hell yeah, brother.
Sorry. Jigsaw for life.
Wow.
I don't really mean that.
I know you don't.
I don't really mean that.
It's
I hope
fine.
and the people out there that are listening, like, I'm not a psycho. I swear to God, I know the difference.
Lars is just making sure that, like, in case John Kramer ever wants to come after one of us, it's
course.
not him. It's
not me. But like,
It's
I
me.
understand the frustration and the feelings that are erupted when things like this happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at it from like a realistic point. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, these
but,
were
like,
real. These were real people trying to get by in the real world, doing
shady ass shit.
shady ass shit.
Do I agree with all of them on the list? No.
No.
I do not.
Like
Like having an affair. Like, oh well.
I don't know. I don't know. It affects a lot of people. I've been on all three parties. I've been the cheater, I've been the mistress, and I've been the cheated on. So
Well, I mean, I come from a family that had a divorce and there was an affair going on. So like, I get
Same.
it too. Like, I understand. But like, there's a lot bigger potatoes to fry than an affair.
right. Like politicians being lobbied by multi-billion-dollar companies like the pharmaceutical industry. So
Yeah. Jigsaw, go get Congress.
go get Congress. Come for me, Congress.
Come on, baby.
Wow. All right. Well,
Anyway.
I hope that wasn't too spooky for you folks. And I hope that this was a nice little, I don't know. I hope it was a nice something. Because let me tell you what, when we got together today, we were only supposed to record this episode. I'm not salty. I am slightly salty about it. I love Lars. I love hanging out with him. And we spent twice as much time together today because of a silly mistake that I made yesterday. And it's fine.
It's all right.
My day's not ruined. I gotta stop. Fucking John Kramer's gonna come after me.
He's be like, just because you had to put 3 hours out of your day.
Yeah. Do you want to live?
You want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
In Jigsaw related, when Jenny and I were watching Insidious,
Oh,
because
Did
Jenny
you
has never seen it before, and we decided to watch that, and that one is one of the horror movies that actually kind of freaks me out. Which is it's like I have like 5, and that's one of them. But there's a scene where
there's
the
a new one
dad,
coming out too, isn't there?
yeah, there's a scene where the dad, he's in his classroom.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene where the dad, and who is a teacher, he's in his classroom and he's sitting there and he's grading papers and he's like staring off into the void. But in the background, the chalkboard, there's a picture of Jigsaw.
What?
Yeah, somebody in chalk drew Jigsaw,
like the
doll.
Oh my god!
Isn't that wild?
Are they related?
They might be.
How?
I don't know. Why else would there be Jigsaw on the fucking chalkboard?
I don't know.
They're not even in the same universe.
Anyway, if you want to go see Saw X, it looks like it is already out in theaters, and by the time that this episode comes out, it'll probably be out on DVD, because that is how quick the world works these days. Or sorry, we don't do DVDs anymore. It's either digital or Blu-ray, and that's what I was told because I saw an ad for a movie. It was probably Barbie, and they're like digital or Blu-ray. It's like, what? Nobody's got DVDs anymore?
Yeah. I wonder if that's the one that Rufus Sewell is going to be in. But Jigsaw. Jesus,
Jigsaw. Jigsaw, that's what they did to your tits.
You're so right.
I am so right. And let us know. What do you think? All right, folks. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week, you guys. We love you so much.
We love you so much.
And next week's episode will be more current and
Cute.
we'll
Don't know what to say.
you and I would both have been around the earth another 365 days.
Hell yeah.
By the time the next episode
Great
comes
job.
out. Cool. Living at a time of my life and I didn't think I'd even make it to this point. Anyway.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, same. Nope, just kidding, John Kramer. I want to live. We love you guys.
Love you.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And this is us signing out. You'll see us next Monday. And yeah.
Bye.